Welcome into the Blue Heat Nation podcast, the midweek edition. I'm Rob Pearson. I'm joined by Coach Ricky Woods. It is Monday afternoon. We're taping this edition on Monday afternoon, and following a big win on the road against Montevallo to open up region play. Coach, in a game that you're able to come out and establish the run early. I think against Montevallo and sort of set the tone of how the night was going to go, weren't you?
Yeah. The thing about it is those guys, they weren't very talented, and but I told the coaches and the players after watching the film, we did a lot of things right. Fundamentally, we took the right steps, and we dropped 2 balls. We threw the ball a good bit. We caught them. We broke off our routes a little early, but a really good coaching state. But overall, I think on offense and defense, we were really, really pleased. So it was good to get a win on the road, and maybe we can just keep it going.
Seemed like once you sort of established the run early, and I know Demarcus Davis had about 65 yards of rushing on the first drive alone. It finished up well over 100 yards rushing in the night. But it seemed like to me you tried to focus on the passing game a little bit.
Well, the first 2 games we played, we just had to try to establish a running game, get fundamentally sound. It's a lot of combination blocks that go with football, so we was trying to get them down. And, deciding on who was going to play where was a big thing. So we sort of got established where everybody was going to be positioned to play. And, we had, JP did a really good job in Fred at receiver. I mean, they caught the ball well. And, like I say, I think we had 2 drops, but I'm not – we threw, I think, about 13 to 16 times in that area. So
I'll have to go back and look at the stats. But, we definitely had them.
JW didn't throw but 1 bad pass. And, some of them right at the end we had to throw for desperation to try to go so long, 4th down right before half. But anyway, we get to where we can read the routes a little bit now. We progress into where we're switching, and when we wrote a lot of our routes, we read them. We read the secondary, and we sort of just go where they're not. And I guess that's the way that, they have to. On the verticals, once we push it 13, if we still covered, then we break our routes off. It's according to which position you play, which way you break off, and we're beginning to figure out. And the quarterback and the receivers are getting their timing better, but. It's a lot of work, but we're still a 12 personnel team. I think a running team, but we get to where we can throw good enough. People can't just walk all down on us, and that's real important. They keep them out of the box for you.
JW's 13 to 21, 158. Thought a solid afternoon. You're right. He had a couple of drops.
Yeah.
But it certainly looked good, and you could tell really from early. As the game progressed, it just got better. I think the receivers got more comfortable, and the quarterback.
Well, you got to throw a little bit in game situations to get them comfortable. You get to get to where you feel comfortable throwing the ball. Get faith in them. And I think the receivers and the quarterbacks did get a little more confidence the other night because a lot of times you're going to be 3rd and 8. Well, running off tackle, you're not going to get 3rd and 8. So, you're going to have to expand your horizon a little bit. We run. Right now we run 3 personnel groups. We can't get in 4. I like 12 and I like 11, and with 10's okay, but in certain situations it's better than the other 2. But we just mix it up. So
you even got a little 2-minute work at the end of the first half.
Yeah, well we can get the 2-minute anyway because we just go fast. We don't we never huddle in practice anyway. So and the reason I do that is not because we try and do a huddle up offense, is because if you huddle every time, you can run twice as many plays in practice if you don't huddle. So we just call it from the line, and we run it from the line, so it's quicker.
I think it was Joe Keith Means came on. He pulled and hit the end early in the game, and he about knocked the poor kid out. But it seems like they've gotten a little bit better on some of those.
We did fundamentally sound. We just did. We blocked the right people too. No matter, they wasn't great athlete, but we blocked the right person. We didn't have any missed assignments. I think we had 1 missed assignment the whole night, which is really important. So Coach Oates has been working really, really hard, making sure they know their assignments on the plays and their rules, etc.
Defensively, I'm sure y'all were pleased with they didn't cross the 50 to the second half, and that was probably against the second and third stringers. But I think it seems like Coach Luke was probably. I think they had negative yards of offense through 3 quarters.
They did.
So you can't be too disappointed by that.
No.
So it introduces a potentially new problem for our team. How did we handle success during the?
Well, I think it'd be fine. You get better in the games, and you really get better during practice.
Mm-hmm.
If you practice hard, you're gonna get better. If you don't practice hard, you're gonna get worse. I mean, and I don't care if you're winning type ball games or whatever. It's always gonna be the same. You got to practice hard. We try to limit. Mondays to 2 hours, and Tuesdays to 2 hours. We were going 3 hours during camp, and that's a long time. So you don't want the kids to dread it. So we try to organize practice so we can get off the field in 2 hours Monday, Tuesday, then about an hour and 45 on Wednesday, and then 45 minutes on Thursday, and just be organized enough that we can get all our reps we want. But just practice hard during practice is what we need. And Dave with the heat, we got us. Hotter than it's been the last 4 weeks, and we give into it quick. So, I really wasn't satisfied with today's practice, but I told them tomorrow we got another day. I guess we'll get it in, or we're gonna stay a while tomorrow.
Well, you got a team that's got a lot of talent.
Yeah,
Selma typically. Selma's
Let me tell you something. They are very, very athletic. I know they hadn't had a lot of success, but they're gonna throw the ball up, and if they catch it, they're gonna score. And we're gonna have to make drives because they're faster than we are. They'll run us down. I think it's some things we can do against them. I think we got a good game plan, but they've got talent now. They're really, really talented. They just seems like they have a lot of bad luck, but maybe they can have bad luck one more week. Maybe we'll have something to do with it.
Well, this kind of game is going to test our secondary a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're going to throw it probably 30 or 40 times. So, and we'll have to, be in position because they're going to throw it up. I hope we can catch some of them ourselves. Well,
there's 2 things. You got pass rush. So does that mean? I hate to give away the game plan, but blitzing certainly we blitzed a pretty good bit against Montevallo.
Yeah, I mean that's part of our package. Try to get pressure. We run a 3-man front. If you run a 3-man front, you're gonna have to stunt some, which gives you usually a 4-man rush. So and sometimes a 5, but we'll have to blitz them some. So and I think that in special teams we're gonna beat them in the special teams also. So of course that's a big part of the game. So we plan on, we work on special teams every day, every one of them. So we just break up team and go real fast, and then we hit every one of them. So, it sort of gets routine at that point.
Noah Bochter had a really good fall camp. I thought really did well, and then we get out there and get something got in between his ears, I guess. But I know he's a really good kicker.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna hopefully kick good today.
He did. He's gonna be okay. He's a mighty good young man, I'm telling you. But he works at it. He works really hard. So we still gonna be kicking with him. He's gonna be fine before the year's over.
Reminds me a lot of my 8-iron coach.
Yeah.
The way all that
happens. Some bad days some days.
But I think like you. I think he'll be fine. Hopefully he'll have plenty of opportunities Friday to sort of.
I hope so.
Yep. Oh. Coach, a good weekend, of course, of football. I know you did a lot of film study on Selma and the things coming up. We've got 2 home games coming up back to back, which I know that the team is looking forward to.
Yeah, it's good to play at home. You ain't got to get the bus. You ain't got to get back late. So, and you have a bigger crowd. So we're looking forward to it. And I hope we have a big crowd Friday. So them come out and watch the boys. It is still a social event, really.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because the town surrounds it, and people love to see their kids play. And the more kids and people in the fans are in the stands, the harder they play. So, it's sort of all fits together.
It's Selma. It's a rivalry game. Just a few miles down the road. So I don't know what kind of crowd they'll bring, but I know the Demopolis people would enjoy coming and watching us beat Selma.
We're going to try.
That's right. Coach Ricky Woods. Coach, thank you again for joining us on the midweek update, and good luck with the rest of the week and getting them ready. We'll be there Friday night.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Airtime is 6:30. Game is at 7. Tune in on 98.5 or DixieCountry.net. Hopefully we'll have the internet fixed by then. So I think we do. As a matter of fact, I've been giving good reports. So anyway, we'll see you Friday night, Coach, and look forward to it. Blue Hit, everybody.